Hello, welcome. This is Kwame, your host, and this is the Third Bara. So, for those who are not Trinidadian or who are unfamiliar with the culture of Trinidad, the Third Bara is an extra piece of bara. Bara is that fried dough that is served with our delicacy doubles. So, typically, you generally get two baras, but if you're lucky and you manage to pips the vendor, he may give you an extra bara. And this is a third bara. This is a bonus. This is extra value for your time and money. And this is what I want this channel to be: extra value to you and your finances. I don't want it to be like any other YouTube channel. Um, this is going to add value, and hopefully, we can learn during the process. Now, the main difference with this channel is that you will have a front seat as I go through my portfolio. You will see the ups, you will see the downs, you will we will read the news, relevant news to our portfolio. We will digest it. I'll have my own opinions. You can share your opinion in the comments. And this is how we create a dialogue, because I've seen many different YouTube channels talking about the Trinidad stock market, and they're all about people telling you and me, viewers, what they should do, what investing is, what's the best strategy, what is the biggest thing out there right now, whether it's crypto, whether it is NFT. We have these guys with CPAs, FPAs, and all sorts of letters after their name telling you how you should spend your money, telling you that you should go to their course and they will train you how to invest or how to trade. We have all these people trying to give you instructions on how to get wealthy. But what I realize is that none of these financial influencers, what they call finfluencers, none of them ever show what their portfolios are. We have no idea what is their skin in the game. They are telling you, do this, do that. This company has made X profits. But how much have they really invested in that company? How much money does he or she have in the stock market? We have no idea what skin they have in the game. And you know what? I have a personal experience with that. I went by a brokerage in Trinidad, and I just sat with the associate, and we were just discussing different techniques and stock market stocks and different companies and what we thought was a good company and that sort of thing. And in the conversation, I asked the person, the associate, so how much money you have in the stock market? And to my surprise, they said none. And that had me thinking, we have all these people, all of them, telling you how to, giving you beginner's guides, telling you to make sense of your money, telling you about investments in the Eastern Caribbean. But we have no idea if they actually have skin in the game. Now, this channel plans to be different. You will see what skin I have in the game. You will see how I read, analyze different stocks. You will get my opinions on different strategies. And I might be right, I might be wrong. You can tell me in the comments. But I think it's important for people to know, when you're listening to someone and they're telling you, do this and do that, and this is a better strategy, and this is the way to go, we need to be a little bit more transparent, because I am sure you work very hard for your money, and I as well. And I think it's important that we all understand what is at stake. So, join me in the journey. You get a front seat position, and it should be fun. I'm going to take my portfolio from where it is now to the million. And when we reach the million, who knows? We keep on going. Let's see how it goes. So before we jump to the main event as to my portfolio, and when I get there, it will just be a brief overview. I will be posting later on and we'll get a deep dive into what I spend my money on in terms of what stocks, what companies. I'll get into why, and you can see how my transactions and my investments changed over time. But before we get there, why are we even doing this to begin with? Some people say investing is just for the rich people. Some people say poor man don't have a chance. Stock market is other people thing, it's not we thing. But I remember when I was young and I was told, well, go study, work hard, get your grades, go a good college, get that advanced degree, and then go out in the world of work. And then you get a big salary and that life will be nice. But in 2025, we all know that is not enough. The system we live in is called a capitalist system. It's neither wrong or right, it just is. And in the capitalist system, your capital is what determines your value. So, if you look at my little sketch here, I actually like this program. It's freeform on Mac, on Apple. It's on an iPad and iPhone as well. But this sketch here, this illustration, basically shows the four roles that we play in the capitalist system. We have, of course, the businesses, and we have the businesses that make a lot of money. You might have heard about the S&P 500 in the US, which is the 500 biggest uh, companies by capital value. And of course, we all know all of these companies have employees, and that's where you are, and I am. We're all employees working for some big company who's making all the big money, who doesn't want to give us a raise. Yeah, we all work for that company. But what we don't really see is that we also play a key role in the capitalist system because we might be a worker or an employee in a big company, but we also consume. We go fat. We eat doubles. We eat we go to restaurants. We buy cars. We go on trips. We consume. We work hard for our money and we consume. We live the big life. Post on Instagram and on Facebook. But what happens when we do this is that the money that our hard earned money that's going in our pockets at the end of the month, we then spend it. We are a consumer and we consume. We buy cars, we go on trips, we go to restaurants, we go to fete. We do all this stuff and we post on Instagram, but that just leaves our pocket as a consumer and goes back to the various businesses. And the cycle repeats itself. We work, we get paid at the end of the month, we then go out on weekends, we spend the money, and we go back to work the next day. And at the end of the month, we get paid again, and the cycle continues. And if anything happens in this cycle, for example, you get laid off, then this chain from company to your pockets, it gets broken. And when that happens, we are in financial distress. Additionally, sometimes these little coins that we get, we want to buy more than the coins can buy. So we get credit. We go out for loans, we use a credit card. So we can get more, we can consume more nice stuff. and hope that we will be able to pay it off sometime in the future. That's what I described there is 90% of the population. But there's another important aspect of this cycle of the capitalist system, and it's this side of the cycle. Now, this side of the cycle, wait, let me just change, it's not coins. This side of the cycle is where the big money flows. The big money flows resides, in businesses. Now, how do businesses make money? Businesses offer goods or services, and the consumers pay money for these goods and services. But for a business to function and a business to be able to pay their workers, their employees, businesses make profits. If a business was providing a good or service and they were not making profits, then it wouldn't make much sense. But where do these profits go? Some of these profits go to expanding the business, improving, upgrading the infrastructure in the business, and others, and the rest of the profits go to the investors. Who are these investors? Investors are those who basically invested or lent money to these businesses, and the expectation is that these investors will be rewarded for putting their money, their hard-earned money, into these businesses by getting percentages of these profits. So, investors buy a stock, which is basically a portion of that company, and as a reward for that portion, the investors are rewarded in two ways. One, the value of that stock can increase, and that is called capital gains, or a portion of that profits that the businesses make are paid to the investor as free cash, otherwise known as dividends. So, an investor can be collecting dividends biannually, quarterly, sometimes even monthly, due to the simple fact that they owned a stock and now they are owner of a portion of this company. So you notice on this side, the money goes from consumer to business, but on this side, the money goes from the business to the investor. And now the investor has a choice. Investor can take this money and reinvest into the business and buy more stock. Therefore, as time goes by, the money that goes to the investor gets larger and larger because the investor owns more and more of the company until so much money is coming back at the investor, he's getting a big return on his investment. This is where we need to be. This is where I want you to be. This is what this channel is about. This channel is about being an investor. And the beautiful thing about the stock market, and it's not actually being said by most financial influencers, it doesn't matter if this guy is black, white, brown, pink, or green. It doesn't matter what he identifies as. It doesn't matter how tall or how short. All that matters is how much stock this guy owns. It could be me, it could be you, it could be Keith Rowley. We are all benefiting in the same way. Equality at its peak. And that is why I like the stock market. Because I own businesses. I tried my hand here, owning a business, which most people do when they think about trying to get additional income. They all try to own or become a side hustle. That's what they call it. So they become a one-man entrepreneur, and like I did, I tried I tried buying and reselling phones, healthcare products, skincare products. After some time, all my business ventures failed because business and owning a business and running a business is hard work. No one ever, and that is in itself is a journey. So when you have passive income in mind, there's nothing passive about running a business. As hard as you work as an employee, when you run a business, you have to work 10 times as hard as the employees of that business. But as an investor, your army of dollars does the work. The heavy lifting is done by your dollars. You can be asleep, you can be on vacation, you can be at your own work as an employee. But the money you deployed in different companies, that's doing the work for you. That is what they mean by earning money while you sleep. And that's where we want to be. And if you can subscribe and like my channel, this is where I'll show you. I'll show you the ups, I'll show you the downs of being an investor. But this is where we all can be. Every single person who is participating in the capitalist system, which you are by default, should be a investor. It's the only way you can have your money working for you. It's the only way you can get the resources to do what you want to do, to help who you want to help in this life. Alright? So, I hope you got that message here. We all want to be an investor. But right now, we are all in this quadrant here, just being angry as a worker, and we consuming and spending more than we actually earn. We want to be an investor. Alright? So, if you're still here and you're listening and I caught your attention, please don't forget before you leave, like and subscribe this post, and also click on the notifications button so you'll know when I post more content on this channel. So, we talked about skin in the game before. Well, this is the skin in the game. I currently have my Trinidad Stock Portfolio. It's currently $495,527. That's it. There it is. My capital gains, what you're seeing here, is currently at minus 6,005, and my dividend payments estimated for the year, which is 2025, my estimated dividend payments is currently stand at $27,893. So, is that good? Is that bad? If we take these two things in consideration, I am netting a annual return of 4.4%. So based on my holdings, I'm netting because remember what I explained? There are two components of return. This component is the capital gain. So what this basically is saying is that the price I paid for some of the stocks, over time it went down, and the amount that it went down is 6,000 and $5. However, with this slightly bad news, there are also good news. The stocks that I'm currently holding, the expected dividend payments that I am supposed to receive this year will be 27,893. So this is what is going to hit my bank account. I haven't lifted a finger. I didn't report to work and say, hello, boss. This is basically what is coming back to my account because my army of dollars is working for me. Should I be worried about the minus $6,005 that I'm down? No, because my strategy is, and listen very carefully, my strategy is for my Trinidad stock portfolio. I intend to hold this for a very long time. I only realize these losses if I sell my current holdings. But if I keep it, this is just a value. And as you will see during the course of this channel, this value will oscillate up and down, up and down, as the different stock prices react to whatever is going on in the wider market. This is what people tend to be emotional about, but I've been in this game for 10 years now. That is investing. For the Trinidad stock portfolio, I am about 5 years into it, and let me tell you, this is normal. This is nothing to fear. This actually either validates or invalidates your current investing strategy. Once again, I will repeat, I invest for the long run. My game here is 15, 20. In fact, I plan to pass these holdings to my kids. This is just one metric I use to understand my performance. But the dividends, this is where the rubber hit the road, because this comes back into my bank account, and then I have a choice. Do I use it, meaning reinvest the gains back into more and buying more holdings, or do I just spend it and go fat? So, if you guys have any comments, if you are surprised, if you think it's small money, if you think it's a lot of money, if you think this is actually not a good performance, if you expected more return, let me know in the comments. In future posts, I will be breaking down my 11 holding stock portfolio. I will go company by company. You'll dive deep into all the issues, all the concerns, and then you'll be able to get a good picture of why I invested in these companies and what's my strategy going forward. And in real time, well, almost in real time, you will see how I react to different market conditions. You would not get this bit of education anywhere else. You'll be side by side with me, and this is my money, this is not yours. So, I hope you enjoyed my first post on this channel. I hope to see you soon. Please share this with your friends, and stay tuned for my upcoming posts on this channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day.